Hey everybody, this is Miss Amber, and as you can see, we are dividing fractions with mixed numbers, and this is part 2. Alright, so grab your pencil and your paper, put your thinking caps on, get focused, and let's get started. So, whenever we're dividing fractions, you know what to do. These are our 3 key steps that we have been practicing for a couple weeks now. We got keep, change, and flip. So remember to keep that first fraction, change the division sign to multiplication, and flip that second fraction. So as you can see, I got a little bit of razzle dazzle here around flip. You know why? Because we have been doing an amazing job keeping that first fraction. Amazing job changing the division to multiplication. But we have been forgetting to flip that second fraction. So say it with me. Flip that second fraction. Okay, I'm going to say it a million times until we get in our brain. Flip that second fraction. All right, so I want to see some stars around your word flip as well, because I want everybody to remember that third step is to flip the second fraction. All right. So when we are doing word problems, we have keywords that we need to remember. Whenever you see divided or separated, split equally, split into equal parts, those are indicators that I need to divide. Okay, so be looking for those words whenever you have word problems. Okay, moving on. Let's do some practice. All right, we can never have too much practice, so let's get into it. All right, remember, whenever you see a mixed number, we want to change that into an improper fraction before we divide or multiply or whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We got 1 3/5. What are we gonna do? Multiply that whole number in the denominator. That'll give us 5. Add our numerator. That'll give us 8. And we always keep that denominator. So now we have 8/5. Okay, whenever you get that, remember, you guys, rewrite the problem. It will help. I promise it will help. So we're going to rewrite this. Since we know this is 8/5, we're going to say 8/5 divided by 2/4. Okay, so now we need to go into our KCF. I'm going to use a different color. All right, what do? Keep that first fraction. Rewrite it again, guys. Keep it. Change it. And do what to the second fraction? Say it with me. Flip the second fraction. Say it again. Flip the second fraction. All right, so we're going to flip 2/4, and it's now going to be 4/2. Okay? And now that we have flipped our second fraction, now we can multiply. So 8 times 4 is 32, and 5 times 2 is 10. So our answer here is 32/10. Okay? Moving on. Let's try another one. All right, as you can see here, we have 2 mixed numbers. So we're going to have to change both of these into improper fractions before we can do anything else. So let's go ahead and get to it. So we have 2 3/5. So we're going to multiply our whole number in our denominator. That'll give us 10. And we're going to add our numerator. That will give us 13. And what do? Always keep that denominator. So now we have 13/5. Let's go over here, rewrite it. Don't forget, 13/5. All right, let's do our next one. 1 and 1/10. What do? Multiply that whole number in our denominator. That gives us 10. We are going to add that 1. That'll give us 11. And we always keep our denominator, so that'll give us 10. So we go ahead and write that down. Okay, now, what do we need to go into? KCF. So let's go ahead and rewrite it. So now we have 13 over 5, because we're going to what? Keep this first fraction. Now we're going to change this to multiplication, and say it with me. We are going to flip that second fraction. Let's flip it. All right, so instead of 11 over 10, it is now 10 over 11. Okay? Don't forget to flip this fraction. Don't forget to flip this fraction. Flip. Please. For me, please, please, please flip it. Okay, now we can multiply. So 13 times 10 is 130, because remember, times by 10, add a 0 on the end. All right, and 5 times 11 is 55. So our answer is 130 over 55. Okay, let's try one more. All right, and this is a word problem, so let's read it together. Tim wanted to cut a piece of wood that was 8.5 feet long. The wood was cut equally into 2 over 3 feet pieces. All right, what fraction shows how many pieces were cut? So we're looking for our keywords here, and our keyword, as you can see, is equally. So we're cutting it equally, splitting it equally, whatever you want to say. We know we need to divide, so let's go ahead and write our problem out. We have 8 1/2 cut equally. That means I need to divide. And we have 2/3 here, so 2 over 3. All right. Before we can do anything, what do we need to do? Change this to an improper fraction. That's right. All right, so we got 8 1/2. Let's change that. We're going to multiply here. 8 times 2 equals 16. We're going to add our 1 plus 1 equals 17. And we always keep our denominator, so 17 over 2. Now we can rewrite it. So we got 17 over 2 divided by 2 over 3. All right, so now that we have this, we can go ahead and go into our KCF. So let's keep that first one. We're going to change this sign, and we're going to do what? What are we going to do? Flip that second fraction, okay? Flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it. Flip this fraction, please flip it. All right, so now we're going to flip it to 3 over 2. And now we can multiply across, okay? So 17 times 3, let's see if I could do that in my head. 51, I believe. And 2 times 2 is 4. All right. Yeah, that's right, 51. Okay, so that is how we divide fractions. That is part 2. Nice work, everyone. Good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. Say, you know, good job today. Tell your parents good job. All right, and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to flip. I can't say it enough. Flip that second fraction. All right. So again, I'm going to leave you with this scripture here. It says, and if God cares so wonderfully for wildflowers that were here today and thrown into the fire tomorrow, he will certainly care for you. Why do you have so little faith? All right, so think about how God take care of the nature every single day. If he takes care of the nature, he will surely take care of you. All right, so don't worry about anything. Don't worry if you're struggling. Don't worry if you are feeling any type of way during this season. God will take care of you. All right, love you guys. Until next time.